Hi everyone, welcome back to the course on solid state. So in the previous video, we have studied the characteristics of amorphous solids and what are the differences between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Now we will move to the next topic, that is classification of crystalline solids. Classification of crystalline solids. So here the crystalline solids, these are further classified into different types based upon the nature of attractive forces present between the particles. So the crystalline solids are classified based on the nature of forces, okay, which are present between particles, okay. So on the basis of that, the crystalline solids are classified into molecular solids, ionic solids, third one metallic solids, and the fourth one covalent solids. So these are the four types of crystalline solids which are classified on the basis of nature of intermolecular forces which are present between the particles. The molecular solids, ionic solids, metallic solids and covalent solids. So what are the characteristics and which type of force is acting between molecular solids, ionic solids, metallic and covalent solids, that we will discuss one by one. The first type of crystalline solids is molecular solids. So here the molecular solids constitutes the molecules. Means the particles which are present in molecular solids are molecules, and these molecules are held by weak van der Waals forces, okay. The intermolecular force which is present between molecular solids is weak van der Waals force, and based upon which type of van der Waals force is present between the molecules, they are further classified into three types. The molecular solids are further classified into three types based upon the van der Waals forces which are acting between the molecules. The first type of molecular solids is polar molecular solids. So polar molecular solids, these constitutes the polar molecules. The constituent particles in the polar molecular solids are polar molecules. In polar molecules, now the force which is present between these molecules will be dipole-dipole forces, okay, dipole-dipole forces. So as in first PU chemistry, you have studied the types of intermolecular forces. Those are London forces or dispersion forces. The second type is dipole-dipole forces, and the third type is dipole-induced dipole forces, and the fourth one is hydrogen bonded solids or hydrogen bond. So these are the four different types of intermolecular solids that you have already learned. Now when there is a presence of polar molecules means the molecules at one side they are having plus charge and another side they are having minus charge, okay. When they come in contact with each other, the molecules, due to the delta plus and delta minus, the charges are present, okay, and those charges will attract each other, and hence the interactive force is created in between those molecules. So such type of force which is present between two polar molecules is said to be dipole-dipole forces. And since in polar molecular solids the constituent particles are polar molecules, the nature of force which is present between those polar molecules is dipole-dipole forces or dipole-dipole interactions. And these molecules are very soft in nature, because these solids, since the dipole-dipole forces are acting, they are weak forces and the particles are very soft in nature. And the next characteristic of polar molecular solids is these are mostly present in liquid or gaseous state. Since the force between particles is very weak, most of the polar molecular solids will be obtained in liquid or gaseous state. And the next property is they act as insulators, means they are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Okay, hence they are used as insulators, because they won't conduct electricity or they won't conduct heat. And the examples for polar molecular solids you may call the solid HCl, solid HF, okay, etc. These are the examples for the polar molecular solids. So this is all about the polar molecular solids, which is one type of molecular solids. The second type of molecular solid is non-polar molecular solids. So in this type of solids, the constituent particles are non-polar molecules or atoms. Okay, so the constituent particles are non-polar molecules or atoms. For example, helium, noble gases like helium, argon, neon, etc. These are present in free state and they are present as atoms. Or also, if I consider the non-polar molecules like solid CO2, okay, solid I2, solid H2, these are all examples of non-polar molecular solids, because here I and I, the bond is present between I and I, hence both have same electronegativities. Due to that, the net dipole moment will be 0, and hence this is considered as the non-polar molecules. This is also you have learned what are polar molecules and what are non-polar molecules. Polar molecules means they have, the molecules are formed from atoms having different electronegativities and the net dipole moment is present. And if I say non-polar molecular solids, they have the same electronegativities and the net dipole moment will be 0. If the net dipole moment is 0, then they are said to be non-polar molecules. If there is a dipole moment, means the net dipole moment is not equal to 0. At such condition, the molecule is said to be a polar molecule. So here the CO2, it is made up of two different atoms, but its net dipole moment will be 0, and hence it is a non-polar molecule. So solid CO2, solid I2, solid H2, helium atom, all these are examples of non-polar molecular solids. Now, in between non-polar molecular solids, which types of binding forces are present? The binding forces which are present between these type of molecules is London force or dispersion force. Okay, the binding or attractive force which is present between non-polar molecules is London force or dispersion force. And these are also soft in nature, and most of these are present in gaseous or liquid state. Okay, these solids are also present in gaseous or liquid state, and the non-polar molecular solids acts as insulators. Means this will also not conduct the electricity or heat. So these are some characteristics of non-polar molecular solids. The next type of molecular solid is hydrogen bonded molecular solids. So here also the constituent particles are polar molecules, but the binding force which is present between those polar molecules is a hydrogen bond. So it indicates there is a presence of bond between hydrogen and more electronegative atom like oxygen. So if I consider the water, okay, the two molecules of water are held by the hydrogen bond. The hydrogen and more electronegative atom, they get attracted towards each other and forms a bond that is known as a hydrogen bond. Okay, such kind of solids are said to be hydrogen bonded molecular solids. And the example of this hydrogen bonded molecular solids is solid ice. Okay, so solid water, that is ice, is an example of the hydrogen bonded molecular solids. And these are also poor conductors of heat or acts as insulators. Poor conductors of heat and electricity and acts as insulators, and these are present in liquid state or solid state at room temperature. Okay, usually at room temperature these are obtained in liquid or solid state, and these are slightly hard as compared to other two types of molecular solids. Those are polar molecular and non-polar molecular solids. So these are certain characteristics of hydrogen bonded molecular solids and the types of molecular solids.